Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. I just want to thank you guys for the love I received on my previous video about my pregnancy journey. So today's video, I'm going to be sharing things that I didn't know about pregnancy. Now, to some of you guys, this is probably going to be common sense and common knowledge, but I didn't know, okay? And I'm pretty much sure there are people out there that don't know these things as well. So cut me some slack, okay? So let's head right into today's video. First trimester is really the trenches, okay? I try to be as positive as possible during my pregnancy, but first trimester kicked my behind. So you can actually experience pregnancy symptoms as early as 1 to 2 weeks, and that was what happened in my case. So the thing about first trimester is you're very sensitive to smell, and that leads to nausea. So I was nauseous all the time. I had to change the entire dish soap in my house, the laundry detergent, everything, because it just smelled so horrible and it would make me nauseous. I also couldn't eat much, but I was still nauseous. So my belly would literally like vomit. I don't know what to call the liquid, honestly, but just like clear liquid. Sometimes it's like green. It was so uncomfortable and it's just so painful in a way because I could feel my belly squeezing and trying to get every single thing out, but there was nothing in there because your girl couldn't eat. I think if you're having a boy, you don't have a lot of morning sickness, but if it's a girl, you have a lot. So yeah, that was not fun at all. I also had food aversion. So when I open the fridge and I see food, I get nauseous. It was so crazy because things like jollof fries that I absolutely love, once I see it in the fridge, I'm like, oh, I could not stand the sight of food. I had a lot of cravings for like Nigerian village food. I was looking at videos of like people cooking in the village, you know, the native soup, native rice, native everything. But with cravings, one thing I realized is that cravings are very time sensitive. I don't think this is only me. I think a lot of people experience this as well. So if I crave something and I don't get it within a certain time, if it comes like maybe 2 minutes later, I can't eat it anymore. Like I just get nauseous. So two things that help with my nausea were crackers and anything ginger flavored really helped. And I noticed that eating bland food helped as well. So no heavy spices, no like strong flavors like stew. I could eat a lot of salad. I love salad. I love pasta salad. I know a lot of people spit during pregnancy. I personally didn't spit, but my mouth was just bitter a lot of the times. Number two, you can't eat deli meat when you're pregnant. Well, you can, but you advise not to because a lot of the deli meat are like fresh and you know it might be harmful to baby, or like certain kind of fish high in mercury, you can't have it. So I used to do a lot of research before eating anything. Can I eat pineapples as a pregnant woman? Can I do this? By the way, you're not supposed to eat pineapples early in your pregnancy as well because it could lead to a miscarriage. So many rules. Before you put anything in your mouth, I highly recommend you research. Number three, still in the first trimester trenches, the fatigue is real. I wake up in the morning and I just want to go back to sleep. I eat and I'm so sleepy. I drink water, I'm so sleepy. You just need to rest, okay? You are creating a whole human being. So moving on to the second trimester, which is my favorite part of pregnancy. I believe at 13 or 14 weeks, you can find out the gender of baby. And the first time you feel your baby kick, it just kind of feels like bubbles in your belly. I think the first time I felt my baby kick was around 18 weeks. And it just felt like, I don't know, just like light bubbles. I thought I was gassy, but apparently that's your baby kicking. Another thing is be prepared for the vivid dream. Be careful the last thing you watch because most likely you're gonna dream about it. I remember seeing baby girl's face twice. Honestly, I don't remember what she looked like now, if her face in the dream matches her face right now. Another thing that someone told me that I was so scared of, but apparently it helps with dilation, having intercourse till the very end is actually safe. I did not know this. I was honestly shocked. It was so funny, like when I chat with women who have babies, they're like, make sure that you don't skip out on freaky time because it helps. I'm like, wait, what? I don't know what it does, but apparently it helps with dilation and it helps with easy labor and delivery. I did a lot of things. I drank raspberry leaf tea and I think I had a pretty smooth-ish delivery. But of course, check with your OB, make sure that everything is good before you decide to. But yeah, people say it helps with delivery. The next thing is your husband will be obsessed with you. I knew my husband was attracted to me, but I saw another level of attraction. Days when I look like a bum, I look like struggle, haven't showered, haven't done anything, and he's literally like all over me. I'm like, babe, what do you see? Look at my belly, look at my face. So this is something I've heard other women say as well. Like your husband will be, he would just want to eat you alive. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because you're carrying his child, but it was really cute. And I feel like that kind of brought us closer. Now to the third trimester, this is where you experience a lot of changes. Okay, so if you were able to humble pregnancy from first and second trimester, once you get to the later part of third trimester, pregnancy begins to humble you. So I started noticing some skin tags on my neck and some on my face. I think the one on my face is gone. Oh no, it's kind of still there. But the ones on my neck are like not as obvious. My neck was darker. I had lines on my neck. Oh, it's kind of gone actually. Wow, I'm just now noticing all of that. I was eating so much. You basically have first trimester symptoms times 100. I didn't struggle sleeping during my first and second trimester, but once I hit third trimester, obviously your belly is bigger, so I had difficulty sleeping. Speaking of sleeping, you're advised to sleep on the left side, not on your belly, not on your back. I'm a right side sleeper, so I struggled with this, but one thing that helped me was in my first trimester, when my belly was still light, I just practiced sleeping on the left side so that I can get acclimatized to it, because when your belly is heavy and you're so uncomfortable and you can barely sleep, the last thing you want to do is put yourself in an uncomfortable sleeping position. So get used to sleeping on the left side before you get to that heavy third trimester. Another thing, if your belly is itchy, please do not scratch, because if you scratch, that is going to cause you some stretch marks. My mom told me this early, my sister told me this early, so thank God, because sometimes the itch, I just wanted to go in and scratch, but I tried my best not to. If I felt the itch, I would just like tap or rub, and that helped me to not get stretch marks up until like, I'll say the later part of my pregnancy. Just the sides of my belly, I did have some stretch marks. Nothing too serious, honestly, but obviously your belly is stretching, you are gonna have some sort of stretch marks. Okay, so in third trimester, there will be days when you lack motivation to do anything. I just couldn't bring myself to filming. I couldn't bring myself to get out of the bed. I just wanted to be a couch potato and just eat rubbish, watch trash TV, and do nothing. And a part of me will feel guilty sometimes, because in an entire day or week, I wouldn't really achieve anything. And I'll speak to my husband and speak to my friends and mom, and they're like, you just made an organ, okay? You just made your baby's lungs or something. Give yourself grace. Like, it takes a lot. You are forming, well, not you, through the help of God, this baby is being created and you're the vessel carrying it. The minute you get pregnant, you become a mom. You don't become a mom once you give birth, because every single decision you make is dependent on your baby, down to what you eat, how you sleep, what you wear, what you drink, what you listen to, how you control your emotions. Every single thing you have to consider baby. Speaking of emotions, sorry, this video is all over the place. The points are just coming. Apparently your baby can feel your emotions, so I tried my best to be as emotionally stable as possible. If mom cries, baby cries, it affects her emotional state. I didn't want that, so I try to be as positive as possible. Whatever sickness I experienced from pregnancy, I said, you know what, I prayed for this, so this is good sickness, this is a blessing. That's what my mom used to tell me. There were definitely a few times when I just broke down, and I would say that happened mainly in third trimester, because that's when I really was in my feels. I just felt like I couldn't post content, I couldn't do anything, none of my clothes fit, and I just felt so fat and just so blah. I cried a few times, and you might just need a good cry every once in a while. Another thing about pregnancy I didn't know is that you can actually feel your baby hiccup. I can't remember when I felt it. Started in third trimester, just check my notes, and it just feels like a rhythmic tap. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but if you feel anything weird in your belly that's not a kick, I recommend doing research. That might be your baby hiccuping, and that's totally fine, because the more they hiccup, the more they build their diaphragm or lungs or something, but it's good for them. The same way when your baby's out, they hiccup as well, because they're working those lungs to build capacity. There's a test you do. I'll put it on the screen, right? So you have to do this test. If you're gonna have a vaginal delivery, you need to make sure that you do the test. If it comes out positive, which a lot of women, it does come out positive, so you get like an antibiotic before baby comes, once you get to the hospital, like if you're about to deliver, just so that the stuff doesn't transfer to baby, which could actually cause death. TikTok mamas were kind of like against the antibiotic, but I said, listen, I'll just do it just to avoid any issues, because I did read up some stories that moms shared on TikTok where they refused to take the antibiotic and their baby died. So it's really, really serious. Another thing is your hair will grow so much everywhere. I remember I was shaving so much on my underarm, to be honest, because I couldn't really see TMI. I couldn't really see what was going on down there, because my belly was like, huge in front of me. My hair, of course, grew, which I really liked. I think it's because you're taking prenatal, so it has a bunch of vitamins which you wouldn't normally take. So please make sure you're taking your prenatals every single day. What I did was I set an alarm, so every day I would always remember to take it regardless, because you need it for baby. The next thing, which is what I'm experiencing right now, is you really do forget everything that happened. And I hear a lot of moms say after you push the baby out, you want to go again and all that. And I'm like, are you crazy? What? And now it's me. I'm ready for another baby. My baby is only like 4 months old. I'm so glad I made a note of everything. Highly recommend you do that. On my notepad, anything that happened, I would just document it. At 9 weeks, I felt this. At 10 weeks, I did this. So reading my notes now is what helped me to make this video, honestly, because I do not remember. I feel like that's God's way of just wiping the slate clean, because if a lot of women remember what they went through during pregnancy and delivery, I'm sure the population wouldn't be as much, because yeah, why would you want to put yourself through that again? So guys, that is basically it. These are the things that I didn't know about pregnancy. I'm sure there's more, but these ones just like stick out to me. I'm probably going to do another one postpartum, because postpartum is a whole nother journey. Okay, you spend months preparing for your due date and when the baby's going to come, and you kind of like neglect and forget postpartum, that's another journey. So you don't actually have enough time, or you haven't put enough thought into preparing for postpartum, and that's the real work. But God is going to see us through. He was with us at the start of the journey, and he will not leave us whilst we're navigating through this journey of motherhood and parenting. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's anything you didn't know about pregnancy that shocked you, please comment in the comment section. I would love to read. Maybe you can refresh my memory. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. God bless. Bye guys.